Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy First Class 305, man. I'm here. Just checking out my boy J Star 25's post, if you will. Uh, had a chance to check it out when it first dropped, and just wanted to touch base on the whole what's a sneakerhead scenario. Some realness, you know what I mean? A lot of y'all pretty much got it on point in that, in regards to that anyways. It's one of those situations where, you can pretty much dissect it however you choose to, but truth be told, there's no real way to describe what a real sneakerhead is. It's more a matter of perspective than it is what facts are. You got those individuals who really go hard body in the shoe game. I'm talking about, I know cats personally who got 200-300 pairs of sneakers. And it's not even about the sneakers that they got, because truth be told, it's not even about having a million pair of sneakers. It's not even about that. I keep it 100. It's just more of a situation where they know what they have. It's not about following the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses. It's more of a situation where, you know what, that shoe is dope. I'm going to scoop that up, and this is where it's at. You know what I mean? But then you got, you do have those younger cats out here nowadays, they see a shoe. They go on they got sneakernews.com and they see, the celebrity watch, Chris Brown got these shoes on, Lil Wayne got these shoes on. Oh, I got to go scoop these up. You know what I mean? And you do have those hype beasts out there who feel the need that they got to get this shoe just because this person got them. And you know what? That if you feel like that's a sneakerhead, you know what I mean? Well, honestly speaking, and this is just my opinion, you got the game real effed up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it mellow right now. You know what I mean? But overall, it's that's where it's at. You know what I mean? You got those hardcore. I consider myself a sneakerhead, but the reason I consider myself a sneakerhead, it's not even about what I have. I'm comfortable with my amount of shoes. I never talk about how many shoes I have because it's nobody's business how many shoes I have. You see me with them, you see me with them. I still got a bunch of dead stock joints here that I haven't even broke out. And the reason I haven't broke them out is mainly because you do have those hype beasts in the game who feel the need that, who's going to be rocking them for the next 2-3 months straight just because it's the newest J's that drop. You know what I mean? Everybody, there's different strokes for different folks. Personally, I wasn't a fan at all of the Royal Blue 10s, but those sold out immediately. And let's be honest about this. This is just to give you, a point of perspective of where the sneaker game has gone, where if this would have been back, let's say, 1993, 1994, 95, that shit would have been sitting on the shelf, would have hit the clearance rack immediately. And we all know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's shoes that come out right now that honestly would still be on store shelves if it wasn't for where the culture has gone. At the end of the day, I pay homage to the fact that people are more conscious of what the sneaker game is now, and there's more people getting involved. You do these early campouts, if you will, these early lineups. I'm not gonna call them campouts because cats ain't out there all day, but you go out there with them early lineups, and then you got those. You meet a lot of cool people out there. I'm comfortable enough financially where I can go out and buy a shoe early. I can spend the extra $70, $80, $100 to buy shoes early. But to be honest with you, I enjoy the lineups just because you meet so many great people out there, young and old. Because I've met a lot of young cats out there that, honestly speaking, when you look at these dudes, you say to yourself, like, yo, this little dude got knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stays up on it. He takes this hobby seriously. But it's not even about seriousness at the end of the day. It's about what you like, what you politic with. Because there's shoes that I can't stand that I'm pretty sure some of y'all may think of the dopest shoes ever made. You know what I mean? Right now, touching on that subject also, I don't feel like anybody who collects one brand of shoe can classify themselves as a sneakerhead. It's just not possible. That's one thing that I gotta set straight, because at the end of the day, it aggravates me. It somewhat irks my spot when I hear these younger dudes talking about, not even younger dudes, because you got those old heads too. I got every pair of J's that ever came out. Yo, what other shoe you got? I just pretty much got every pair of J's that came out. Retro and new releases and retros, re-retros, OGs, all that. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, my little sneakerheads to me, Absolutely not. And the reason I say that is because, if you're a real sneakerhead, you got to keep keyword in that title is sneaker. We're not talking about a Jordan head. We're not talking about a Reebok head. We're not talking about an Adidas head. We're not talking about a Converse head. No, this is a generalized statement, sneakerhead, which means you have to have a vast assortment of different sneakers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not talking about, they don't have to be all $300, $400 pair of sneakers. Because at the end of the day, truth be told, one of my favorite pair of sneakers, and y'all may find it funny, but one of my favorite pair of sneakers. I got quite a few pair of J's. I got quite a few pair of Reeboks. I got quite a few pair of Asics, New Balances. I mean, you name it, I probably have it. But one of my favorite pair of sneakers have to be Air Stabs. I don't know something about that shoe. Just, the way the Air Stab is written on the back, the shoe just sets it off for me. That's my shoe right there. And at the end of the day, you got people who may look at that like, you know what, that shoe, I could pick that shoe up right now on eBay for $60. You know what? Show me where it's at, because I'm scooping that up. It's not even a problem for me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you focus, if you're too caught up on one specific brand of sneaker or one specific style of sneaker, you can't consider yourself a sneakerhead. Consider yourself a Jordan head. Or consider yourself that Reebok head or that Adidas head. This is just, what I'm saying, it's food for thought. I mean, you take it how you want to. I'm not trying to offend anybody with it. It's just, keeping it 100. You want to talk about sneakerheads, you want to talk about this, you want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk about all aspects of it. You know what I'm saying? Not hold back. But my dude, all he got is Jordans, and he's a real sneakerhead. And leave all that biased nonsense to one side. Your boy's not a sneakerhead. He's a Jordan head, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what? If that's how he's politicking, it's more power to him. I ain't mad at that at all. But all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, you got to know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's what matters to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got shoes out here that most people look at and be like, you know what I'm saying? Why did you spend bread on those shoes? I spent bread on them because I like them. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I'm not a fan of hybrids. There's people out there that love hybrids. I'm not a fan of hybrid J's. The Air Jordan Air Force Ones, I'm not a fan of it. I see people who still murder and kill for Air Force Ones. Some exclusive Air Force Ones, and they still go to boutiques to cop their dunks and stuff like that. I'm not even about that. I'm not even about dunks or nothing like that. I got a couple pair of dunks. I got the Dunkles. I got the SBTGs. I got a couple pair of dunks there. You know what I'm saying? But is that my fate, my cup of tea? No, I copped it because I saw it and I liked it. So I scooped them up. But, unfortunately, it's sad to say, but it does play a lot. It does have a lot to play with our youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, the youth is making our copying experiences a lot harder. Just with the whole Concord nonsense. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not even going to beef about that. It's neither here nor there. I got my pair. Have I worn them yet? Absolutely not. Am I planning on wearing them anytime soon? Probably not. Why? Because they took the nostalgia of that shoe away from me. I'm almost disgusted with that shoe. I look at that shoe and I'm disgusted by it just because I see what it did to the culture. Just because I see what it did to people to get that shoe. The whole Galaxy jump off. It's neither here nor there. I'm not even going to get into that because we all saw what that did. I actually enjoyed it when Nike pretty much pulled them off the shelf just because they saw what the situation was going to be like. And you know what? That was, everybody could get mad. Everybody could say this and could say that. But you know what? They were responsible about it. They made sure they used preventative actions. They took preventative measures to make sure nobody got hurt and nobody was affected in any negative, in any sort of violent outcome with that shoe. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to Penny, because I heard his interview and he also said, I don't think any shoe is that serious. And for the man to come out with that, at the end of the day, I love my man MJ. I was fortunate enough to watch him play, being 27. But I have yet to hear Jordan come out and, make any sort of assessment or make any sort of comment, for that matter, in regards to the nonsense people are doing for his shit. I had a slip up. It's not that bad. It was going to slip up in the video, but, it is what it is. But overall, JStar25, big shout out. I'm subscribed to your page, man. You know, we definitely miss SSB.